Hey, Goose Hollow here. Wanted to talk to you a little bit about Trackstar and how the game systems work. This is my first crack at a video devlog. So in Trackstar, you start with a player creation menu. So we're going to build our friend John Smith from Hometown High here and look at the sprints. Now I've highlighted in red for all the players the three stats that really are the core stats for sprints. But it's not as simple as just maxing these out and getting away with it. There's lots of different variables across the 100, 200, and 400. They're all tuned differently. So if you're thinking at the start about building a 400-meter runner, maybe you need to think about putting some points in stamina. If you're thinking about the 100, maybe you need to look at putting some points in technique. If your plan is to train heavy to try to max out your athlete, you might want to max out recovery. And you also need to think about the training options over the course of the game that allow you to build these stats. There are a lot more ways to train speed as a sprinter than there are to train stamina. So I'm going to focus on a 400-meter runner here, and I'm going to max recovery, stamina, and speed at the outset, and then I'll just put the remaining points into strength and agility. So when I'm starting my career, I now have an athlete that I think is tuned pretty well to be a 400-meter runner. And when I'm doing training, I'm really going to focus on having this speed stamina training almost every week that I can. And I'm going to look at maybe alternating some of these other ones in secondary weeks. So for my first race, I'm going to do this. I'll get to the setup here. I'm going to run a 400, and I'm going to push myself just to see where I'm at. All right. I spared you guys the race animation. And I'm fourth in my first meet, and the stamina absolutely helps that. Now, as you go, raising that stamina higher is going to be a lot harder because there's less ways to train it. But giving you that 65 base has now set you up to be a 400-meter runner at the expense of the other races. I'll show you now. We'll trade stamina again, and we'll head into week 2, and we'll run the 100. And we're in 6th despite pushing really hard, and we've lost to our rival. So that's kind of the push-pull of the way you build your character and how it interacts with the performance engine. It's not as simple as just maxing the top stats. You really have to think about what you're doing along the way and how it's going to take you to where you want to be. These decisions impact every single build in the game. They're especially prevalent in the field events. And this is gives you a little bit of an idea of how stats interact with the performance engine of the game. This is my first devlog. Hopefully I explained some game systems a little bit. Let me know if there's anything else you want to hear about. And thanks for watching. Take care.